Hello and welcome to Millennium Sports World. Today we will start with World Cup important match reports and some World Cup related topic. Beside that, we will take you on a tour from local sports to international sports including MMA, golf, hockey, tennis, auto race, boxing, NFL and some more sports news. So let's explore today's sports world. Lionel Messi was almost in tears as he grabbed and shook his jersey in front of Argentina's celebrating fans, then blew a kiss and looked to the sky. With one of the most important goals of his career, Messi led Argentina to a 2-0 victory over Mexico on Saturday to ignite his team's World Cup chances. His dream of winning soccer's biggest prize in likely his last attempt is still alive. It's a weight off our shoulders, Messi said. It gives us joy and peace of mind to start again. Messi took a touch from Angel Di Maria's pass across the face of the area and drove a low shot from 25 meters into the bottom corner to give Argentina the lead in the 64th minute. His arms outstretched, he ran toward the team's supporters who were celebrating behind the goal and was soon mobbed by his teammates. He wheeled his arms in an emotional response to scoring his 93rd and perhaps most crucial international goal. Substitute Enzo Fernandez added a second goal in the 87th minute, ensuring Argentina bounced back from a 2-1 loss to Saudi Arabia that ranked as one of the World Cup's biggest ever upsets. Lionel Messi played in front of 88,966 spectators on Saturday when Argentina beat Mexico 2-0, the largest attendance at a World Cup match in 28 years. The Lusail Stadium north of Doha, which will stage the final on December 18, hosted the most people at the World Cup since the 1994 final in the United States, according to FIFA. There were 91,194 people at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, to see Brazil beat Italy in that penalty shootout after a 0-0 draw. Neymar is working 24 hours a day to try to recover from his ankle injury and play again at the World Cup, Brazil teammate Marquinhos said Sunday. Neymar damaged ligaments in his right ankle in the team's 2-0 opening win over Serbia on Thursday and also missed the match against Switzerland on Monday. He remained hopeful of recovering, but team doctors still haven't given a timetable on his return or said if he will return at all. He is sleeping in physiotherapy 24 hours a day, Marquinhos said. That shows how much he wants to be back with us. We don't know when it's going to happen, but we hope we will have him with us again as soon as possible and in good health mentally and physically. Tite said Neymar was in physiotherapy until 5 or 6 in the morning after the match against Serbia. Neymar had said Saturday on Instagram that he was sure he would have a chance to return. He posted photos of his ankle still looking very swollen. Police had to seal off parts of the center of Brussels, deploy water cannons and fire tear gas to disperse crowds following violence during and after Morocco's 2-0 upset win over Belgium at the World Cup. Dozens of rioters set steps on fire and pelted cars with bricks. Police moved in after one person suffered facial injuries, said Brussels police spokeswoman Ilse van der Kure. Brussels Mayor Philippe Clos urged soccer fans to stay away from the city center and said authorities were doing their utmost to keep order in the streets. Even subway and tram traffic had to be interrupted on police orders. Morocco's victory was a major upset at the World Cup and was enthusiastically celebrated by fans with Moroccan immigrant roots in many Belgian cities. It was not immediately clear how many people were detained during the disturbances. World Cup viewers in Saudi Arabia say the government has blocked a Qatari-owned streaming service that was supposed to broadcast matches in the kingdom. The suspension has stunned and outraged customers of TOD TV, which holds the rights to show the World Cup in Saudi Arabia. TOD TV is owned by Qatar's beIN Sports Media Group. Saudi-based subscribers who weren't able to watch World Cup matches have flooded TOD TV's Twitter account this week with refund requests and screenshots of the service's website saying, "Sorry, the requested page is violating the regulations of the media ministry." In a message shared by subscribers, TOD TV apologized to viewers for the temporary loss of service. "This is due to reasons beyond our control," it said. "We value our viewers having a premium user experience and are working on resuming normal services as soon as possible." TOD TV, the Saudi Media Ministry and Foreign Ministry did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Felix Auger-Aliassime fell to his back behind the baseline, then waited for teammates to race off Canada's bench and pile on top of him. A few minutes later, the Canadians finally could lift the Davis Cup. "I think of us all here. We have dreamed of this moment," Auger-Aliassime said. Canada won the title for the first time on Sunday, beating Australia behind victories from Denis Shapovalov and Auger-Aliassime. Auger-Aliassime secured the winning point when he downed Alex de Minaur 6-3, 6-4 after Shapovalov opened the day by rolling past Thanasai Kokenakis 6-2, 6-4. 7 years after leading Canada to the top of junior tennis, Auger-Aliassime, Shapovalov and their teammates finally got to lift the biggest team trophy in their sport. Kayla Harrison ran into a different version of Larissa Pacheco at the 2022 PFL Championships, and the end result was her first career defeat as a mixed martial artist. After Harrison dominated Pacheco over 8 rounds in their first 2 meetings, the trilogy was far more competitive, with the Brazilian emerging with a back and forth unanimous decision triumph to claim $1 million and the 155-pound throne. "She was just extremely physical this fight," Harrison said of Pacheco at the post-fight press conference. "I feel like it was a different person in there, to be honest. I don't know, she was much bigger, much stronger than I recalled, much more patient obviously. There were a couple times she flurried and blitzed, but she kept her conditioning really well. She did a great job. She is a champion." A 2-time Olympic gold medalist in judo, Harrison entered Friday night with a 15-0 career record in MMA. She was a significant favorite against Pacheco but was unable to impose her will as easily as she had in the past. Harrison says she will draw upon past experiences suffering defeat as a judoka, but that doesn't make the latest setback any less painful. For Harrison, it's still essential to set an example for the people in her life that she cares about the most, even if things didn't go her way against Pacheco. Tiger and Charlie Woods, runners-up in last year's PNC Championship, will be back for another try at the title. Team Woods went on a record-setting birdie run in the final round of last year's PNC, but came up just short of catching the team of John Daly and his son, John too, who plays collegiate golf at the University of Arkansas. The tournament, which pairs a major winner with his or her parent or child, will be played December 7 to 18 at Ritz-Carlton Golf Club in Orlando. Tiger announced Friday that he and his son Charlie would once again compete in the Scramble event, joining Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas among the headliners in this year's field. "We have been looking forward to this week all year and we can't wait to team up together for our 3rd PNC Championship," Tiger said in a statement. "This is such a special opportunity as a dad to get to compete with my son against so many golfing greats and their family members. It is going to be a very special week and I know that Charlie and I will have a blast." Also in this year's field are the defending champion Dallas and World Golf Hall of Famers Nick Faldo, Bernhard Langer, Mark O'Meara, Gary Player, Nick Price, Vijay Singh, Annika Sorenstam and Lee Trevino. Nelly Korda, the #1 player in the Rolex rankings, also is in the field. The PNC will mark Tiger's 3rd consecutive week of competition. He will be playing his Hero World Challenge in the Bahamas in the first week of December and then the latest iteration of Capital One's The Match, where he paired with Rory McIlroy to take on Spieth and Thomas on December 10 in Florida. Cameron Smith claimed his third Australian PGA Championship title as he triumphed by 3 shots at Royal Queensland from Jason Scrivener and Ryo Hisatsune. Cameron Smith held off Jason Scrivener and Ryo Hisatsune to claim his third Australian PGA title as he triumphed by 3 shots at Royal Queensland in Brisbane. Smith had to be patient during the final round after weather affected the AUD 2 million event. Smith's sole birdie on the front 9 came at the second, but he gave that gain back with a bogey at the 11th before securing the victory thanks to birdies at the 12th, 13th and 16th. The Open champion, who is back in Australia after a 3-year absence due to the COVID pandemic, previously owned back-to-back titles at the event in 2017 and 2018. Nico Hülkenberg says his first test day with Haas last week showed him he needs 3 months of hardcore preparation ahead of 2023. The German was named as Mick Schumacher's replacement for next season last week and got his first test of the current Haas car during the post-season test in Abu Dhabi on Tuesday. After completing 110 laps, Hülkenberg admitted he was starting to feel the physical demands after 3 years away from regular competition and knows he has work to do ahead of his full-time return. It's not just the neck, it's the body too. The glutes have to work a lot, Hülkenberg said. It was hard, tough, was feeling some human degradation towards the end of the day, but that was to be expected. I coped better than I expected, to be honest, so that's good. 3 months of hardcore preparation now. It's obviously good. It does remind you and show you the intensity these cars have. Then you add the race and the competition, it's another story again. I have a plan and I know what I have to do. From a team integration standpoint, Hülkenberg said, the chance to spend a full day getting used to the team's procedures and his comfort in the car was also an invaluable experience. Boxing legend Muhammad Ali's grandson Biagio Ali Walsh scored an epic knockout win on Friday night. The 24-year-old suffered a submission loss in his amateur MMA debut earlier this year after transitioning to the sport following an impressive college career in American football. However, he has since bounced back with a win over Bradley Seaver and been signed to the Professional Fighters League, which is one of the bigger MMA promotions. On Friday, PFL crowned 6 new champions, including British fighter Brendan Loughnane, who all walked away from the event at Madison Square Garden in New York with $1 million in prize money. Before all that, Walsh featured in his third amateur contest against Tom Grazer, whose modest MMA record read 1-3 heading into his fight at PFL 10. The grandson of a legend looked the better fighter immediately and was able to ogle Grazer during their first exchange before flooring him with a vicious 3-punch combination that forced referee Keith Peterson to wave off the fight after just 45 seconds. Stanford coach David Shaw resigned Saturday night after finishing his 12th season at his alma mater with a 36-25 loss to BYU that dropped the Cardinal to 3-9. Shaw, who is 50 years old, led Stanford to 5 double-digit win seasons with 3 Pac-12 titles and Rose Bowl appearances in his first 6 years as head coach. He finished with more wins than any coach in program history with a 96-54 record and was considered one of the most respected coaches in the country. Shaw arrived unusually late to his post-game news conference and said his decision only came in the last few days. The fall-off in recent years has been drastic. The Cardinal are 14-28 over the last 4 seasons as the program has struggled to keep up in a rapidly changing college football landscape with players transferring more freely and earning money for name, image and likeness. Stanford is 3-16 in Pac-12 play the past 2 seasons, including consecutive losses to rival California. After Michigan beat Ohio State with stunning ease for the second straight year, Wolverines defensive back Mike Senristil grabbed a huge maize and blue flag and rushed with teammates to the block O in the middle of the Ohio Stadium turf. Senristil forcefully planted that flag in the 50-yard line, and then the Wolverines mocked for the cameras. Ohio State players leaving the field barely looked their way. Again, Michigan was the best team in the game, this time by a score of 45-23. Behind career performance by J.J. McCarthy and Donovan Edwards, the Wolverines advanced to the Big Ten Championship next Saturday against Purdue, with hopes for a second straight playoff appearance firmly in their control. As for the Buckeyes, they will have to hope they can back into the college football playoff after again crumbling in their most important game. Jack Hughes had his first career NHL hat-trick. Vitek Vanecek made 38 saves against his former team, and the New Jersey Devils beat the Washington Capitals 5-1 on Saturday for coach Lindy Ruff's 800th victory. Ruff became the fifth NHL coach to reach the 800 victory mark. The former Buffalo player owned 571 games with the Sabres from 1997 to 2011. He had 165 wins in 5 seasons with Dallas and has 64 in 2+ seasons with New Jersey. It means I have been around a long time, Ruff cracked. Great to win the game. Again, you got to do a lot of right things, have good teams, and the way our team is playing, I have to give them a lot of credit for getting me there. The Atlantic Division leading Devils have won 2 in a row after seeing their franchise record 13-game winning streak snapped by Toronto. Devils captain Nico Hischier and Fabian Zetterlund also scored. Overall World Cup champion Mikaela Shiffrin of the United States was fastest in the first run of a slalom on Sunday as she remained on course for a third straight win in the discipline and a sixth on home snow. Cheered on by a passionate crowd, Shiffrin posted a time of 52.29 seconds on the course in Killington, Vermont to take a lead of 0.21 over Switzerlanders Wendy Haltener, who is bidding to end a lengthy wait for a first slalom win. Katharina Linsberger of Australia was third, just 1/100th of a second further back, while Olympic champion and last season's World Cup slalom winner Petra Vlhova was 0.31 slower than Shiffrin. Besides many other events on the occasion of Thanksgiving Day, bike riding was also an exciting part to take place. Our sports correspondent has captured some joyful moments of that event. Let's have a look.
This year's Thanksgiving Day parade in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania was as joyous an occasion as ever. The sun was shining at about 55 degrees with thousands of parade watchers. You could hear the drums from many blocks and excitement radiated throughout the entire city. We even got the chance to celebrate with some of the best celebrities. We had cyclists, dancers, and floats that were truly awesome. We even got to celebrate with celebrities such as Freedom Williams and Smooth Jammy from CNC Music Factory. We saw so many people pull together to make the holiday activities memorable, working late into the night and early in the morning practicing various routines. The parade started on 20th and Market and went all the way around to the Philadelphia Museum on Vine Street. There were many different themed floats from Mr. Potato Head to the Abominable Snowman and even gingerbread houses. The Philadelphia Parade is one of the oldest traditions starting in the 1920s.
That's all in today's sports world. Keep watching Millennium Sports World for latest sports updates. Millennium TV USA and Millennium News 24 network is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jadoo TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all types of informative and entertainment program. Thank you.